All right, I'm live again. Second shot. Hi, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me. For those who came on before and saw that you couldn't hear me, and I hope you can hear me now. So I'm just waiting for somebody to come on and let me know that you can hear me. I was muted, and as it is my first TikTok live, I had issues unmuting myself. So I'm just waiting for people to come on, as there were quite a few people here before. However, because of my no knowledge on TikTok, people had to leave. But anyways, I figured out how to come on again. Hi, can you let me know if you can hear me? Yes? Okay. Okay, good. Because I don't know if you were on before, but I tried I was talking away and nobody could hear me. I had no idea it was muted, but so I'm giving this a second shot. Well, we live and learn. TikTok sounds easy and looks easy, but there's quite a few features that we need to master before anything, and I had no idea, but here I am. So, all right, thanks for joining me, guys. I am Adriana Barros. I am a trauma release and healing specialist, and I use quite a few, I'll use three main tools to actually help me get into the trauma release with every individual. I do work on trauma release on people and animals, and I can do individual healing on one-on-one. I can do group healing as I'm doing here now. And once we choose the theme for the session, everybody receives. So if you're tuning in because you are brought in because of the anxiety release session, then this session is for you. So whoever might be struggling with anxiety, and anxiety, in case you don't know, anxiety is nothing more than fear. So if you are dealing with anxiety, you are fearful of something or a few things. It's always that feeling of not being able to accomplish something in the future that starts giving you that anxiety feeling, panicky feeling, and then it can really mess up with everything that you try to do, because you don't live in the present anymore. You start projecting, and then excuse me, you're just living something that hasn't even popped up yet, doesn't exist, right? So it's just the apprehension of actually having to deal with something that is causing you all that anxiety feeling. So today I'm going to start the session by using one of the tools that I use, which is the BodyTalk system. For those who do not know about BodyTalk, BodyTalk is a holistic healthcare system, in fact, which is designed to bring balance and communication within all systems in the body and connect the communication between brain and different systems in the body that becomes interrupted when anyone is under stress. So the stress can come from trauma, can come from an accident, which is a physical trauma, can come from stresses, daily stresses. Anything can interrupt that communication. So if something goes on in your body for a certain period of time and it doesn't reset, it doesn't go back to zero, to a healthy state. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Then your body starts malfunctioning, let's put it that way. So the communication starts becoming much slower than what's supposed to be. So the neurons usually have strength and speed as sending signals into the different systems in the body. So whatever symptom is there that is blocking that speed, is making it go slower, will affect that communication. And with time, if not corrected, this can start developing diseases in the body mind. So it is important to reset that communication on and off, right? As often as you know that you are under a lot of stress, so we can not only address the stress, but we can go into the root cause and start seeing what's bringing on that level of stress or the anxiety or whatever it is that you're dealing with. And usually it's nothing that started now. Our level of anxiety is really proportional to the amount of trauma that we have sustained. So if you have sustained trauma as a child, this will affect the way that you deal with things on a daily basis. Your perception of life, the way you do things, the way you deal with things, the way you behave, the way you talk, your body language, everything. So it is important to go back to the root cause, and by doing so, we can then actually see what it is that is causing that symptom and have your body reset that communication, and then all your stress levels are going to go down and things will start picking up from there at a normal speed. And the beautiful thing about BodyTalk, because BodyTalk really will deal with everything inside and outside of you. So everything in your environment, meaning everything that you deal with on a daily basis, everything that is affecting you outside, as well as what's affecting you from the inside, is going to be balanced, it's going to be reset. All right, so I hope this gives you an overview. When I do sessions, BodyTalk sessions, I use this protocol chart, if you guys are not familiar with it. So this is, as we BodyTalk practitioners call, the GPS to navigate the body. So this is what's going to start giving me all the imbalances in the body mind, where they are, and start bringing them to surface. I'm going to then line them up in a mathematical formula in order for me to start make the body give me the answers that I'm looking for, to see what's going on, where the imbalances are, and so we can correct that. And after, when we get to the correction part, I'm going to ask you to interact with me and do the technique with me, because if you want to be part of it, it's faster, it's actually more deep. But if you don't, you just can receive it, and on my end, I'll do the work. All right, so just be in a relaxed position. Try and turn off all the hello, whatever that is. I hope there's no noise on the background, because I need 100% silence. So I want you guys to just be in a quiet environment, and seriously, no interruptions, no phone, turn it off, no TV, no nothing, just be present in order for you to receive. All right, so focus on the anxiety part, and that's what we'll be working on. So all of you take deep breaths. I'm going to connect with the collective, and whatever perceptions are going to come to me, I'll let you know about, and we go from there. So basically I'm seeing green. The green color is healing color. So I'm just really seeing it on the head, above everybody's head. And I'm also seeing yellow over the chart of the heart chakra, over the heart, the chest. Usually the color connected to the heart chakra is the green color. However, the yellow color, which is the solar plexus color, can be coming onto the heart in order to activate your personal power, which can be compromising your heart and your emotions and your connections. So, all right, so this is the pre-healing as I'm getting into the session, okay? All right, we're doing the circulation nerve supply. We are using the lymphatic part of it. So we will work with lymphatics. We are actually bringing in or out of some body part the blood flow. In case we're doing sessions, depending on what we're working on, the body's in need of bringing in more blood flow or let go of blood flow because there's too much concentration, and this can compromise the functioning of that body part. So we're actually bringing in the blood flow within the urinary system. So the urinary system is usually from where the body will release toxins, is where the body will let go of what's not good, either emotional or even physical, or any toxins or any level, because emotions can bring toxins into the body as well. So we're going to go into a little bit more depth here. So defining we're going to work with 5 senses. We're going to work with sight, it's more the right eyesight. So the right eye, and there's 2 types of if you work with the 5 senses, if you're working with the sight, the eyesight per se, more specifically, there's 2 types of eyesight that we can be working on, with the physical eyesight, but with the which is the normal or the subtle. So if it is a normal eyesight, we're working with on the physical level, but if it's subtle, we're working more on the emotional level, and the emotions can also be affecting your physical body. So it is subtle, and to the point that if you have any imbalance on the emotional side, and this is affecting your body, and if it's usually affecting your eyesight, it's usually because you subconsciously don't want to see something in your reality. So your body will do you a favor as compromising your physical eyesight, so you don't get to see what it is that you don't want to see. Make sense? It's very subjective, right? But it's how BodyTalk works. So we're going to anchor this to the heart. No more details. Okay. So when we work, now it's taking me to other systems. If you work with other systems in BodyTalk, it's because you need something outside what the BodyTalk system entails, which can be anything that is in your environment that is connected to your reality. As I'm doing a group session on a lot of people, it's hard to know which individual energy I'm picking up here. So if I'm talking about other systems, it could just be anything. So I'm just going to try and use my intuition to see what it is that could be. Drink more water. And why is that? Because when you drink more water and you're dealing with toxins, that the water is the means to flush out all the toxins in your body that we're trying to eliminate. So if you don't drink much water, there's no way to expel the toxins through the urinary system. Okay. Now we're going to work with the musculoskeletal system. So when we work with the musculoskeletal system, we're working with all bones in the body, everything bone related. So, and this whole system is divided in three groups. So there's, I don't know, let me see which group we were working with here. The third group, we're working with occiput and sacrum. All right, so the occiput bone is really right here above, just the bottom of your skull, okay? Just above your neck. And the sacrum, you know, in your where your coccyx is, all right? So it's like a hand above the coccyx area. That's the sacral bone, the sacrum. And we're working more specifically with the sacrum. So the sacrum bone is actually, so there's the pelvis, and then that triangular shaped bone in there, and where you have the very last bone as the coccyx. Let me just see if there's any specifics. So we're going to work with the right side of the sacrum, third sacrum, third bone from the top down, so the third one on the right. No specifics here, okay. We're going to do a subsession on this that we are working on. Work again on musculoskeletal, so bones again. And the same group, the head spinal complex. Details? No, this time you're going to work with the whole head spinal complex. So basically, when we are working with bones in BodyTalk, we are working with reciprocals, meaning that your body has reciprocal sides. The left is reciprocal to the right, the top to the bottom, the front to the back, the left to the upper left to the lower right, and so on and so forth. So, and why is that? In order for you to have tensegrity, to have balance, in order for you to move, for you not to lose balance and not fall. So this is what keeps you coordinated in order for you to perform your activities. So we're going to work with all components of the spinal complex, which is going to be the TMJ and sacroiliac joint, which is your mandibular, to the right, the bone in your, close to where your, sciatic nerve is. Then we're going to work with the sphenoid and coccyx, which is this big bone here, and the coccyx being the very last one in the sacrum bone. And we're going to work with occiput to sacrum, which is the one that we just touched prior. And we're going to also work with the upper spine, lower spine, meaning we're going to do the balancing of the whole spine, top extremities to middle. So we're doing a session within a session, so that's why this is the subsession. More details here? No. Is there a link? Another link? Yes. circulation nerve supply one more time. We're going to work with nerve. So this is brain oriented. So we're going to bring circulation nerve supply within the brain. And which part of the brain? The whole brain? No. Into the limbic brain. The limbic brain is the emotional brain. Details in limbic brain. So we're going to work with the amygdala, responsible for responsible for your fight and flight reactions, which is how you react to things, right? If you really, if you're really reacting to what's being sent at you, or if you're really acting by instinct more than anything. So this is usually when you are being run by fear. That's when usually it's like you're running for your life kind of thing. No details. So we're going to work with group section 1. Body parts. So more specific, body parts, yes. Urinary. So the urinary system, again, to release toxins from the body, okay? Details in the urinary system. Bladder, sensation. It's taking me to UTI, somebody that could have been experiencing urinary tract infection, so burning, stinging, odor, anything under that umbrella. All right, so it's wanting more details on the storyline. So let's see what orientation. It's bringing me to emotions, to grief. So mind you that we've been working a lot with circulation nerve supply, and by working with circulation nerve supply, trauma can also be released that way. So when we store a lot of emotions, a lot of traumatic events in the body, so there's ways of the body expelling all that. So it could be from pooping, it could be from peeing, it could be from crying. So those are excellent ways to eliminate stuff from the body. All right, the emotion that's coming up here, it's terror. So somebody terrified about a certain experience. And it's asking me for details. So this is very specific. It can resonate with a few people, one person, I don't know, but that's what's coming up, and I'm picking up on that energy. I'm picking up being terrified of an of an abusive relationship. So when I'm doing sessions, I can pick up on the energy of the person, and now I'm having this chest tightness. This cough came up. It's not mine, but I'm picking up on somebody's energy. So now it's asking me for definition on this story. So other systems, meaning it's taking me to something outside BodyTalk. Leave the relationship. It could tell me, oh, but it's easier said than done. However, when you are receiving a BodyTalk session, everything changes in your subconscious mind, in your mind, in your body, within your body. The energy, the dynamics changes. So it's really, things that can be very obscure right now, and that you might have no clue as to what I'm saying, why this is coming up. After receiving a session, then things can start unfolding in a way that you could never have expected. So possibilities can open up. That's what I'm trying to say. So leaving the abusive relationship. Is there another link in obsession? No. Was main session a priority? Yes. I'm working again with circulation of supply, with the lymphatics, which is the blood flow into bringing that fluid, the lymphatic fluid, is into or outside of a certain body part to help with all this processing of information and resetting of reorganization of what's going on in the body mind. So it's from a body part. All right, it's the nervous system. So basically, when we're working with the nervous system, we can really, like from the brain, we can really release this accumulation of not information, but blood flow that can be really aggravating, exacerbating the stress levels. So that's why it's coming up that we have to bring some of that blood flow, of that fluid, interstitial fluid, out of the brain, out of the nervous system. All right. Definition. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit. So it's taking me to definition. Let's define this by five senses again. Sight one more time. So it came up before, it's coming up again, and we're working with normal, we're working with subtle sight, subtle sense. So it's not physical thing, it's affecting your physical, but it's emotional. So the root cause is in the emotional, but it can be affecting your vision somehow. And again, it's that, you know, that principle that you don't want to see something that's going on in your reality, right? So so it's the bilateral eyes, both eyes. So really, and this takes me to think that it is regarding your situation. So if you are in an abusive relationship, for example, right? You don't want to see what's going on because you don't escape it. And at the same time, you just don't want to see it. You don't want to deal with it. So the body starts helping you based on what your emotions and your thoughts in your subconscious mind and your desire to really escape that situation. And as you can't, your body starts coping with you. It starts helping you out by making you lose your eyesight somehow and start having it foggy or whatever symptom you might be experiencing. Other systems came up again. Physical, physical, emotional, physical, emotional, behavioral. Look, this is very specific. I don't know who this is for, but get out is what I'm getting. Is there another link? Okay, environmental. All right, so this is when we work with the environment in BodyTalk, we are really working with what's going on outside of you. So whatever you're dealing with, it's emotion, but it's related to your external, okay, to your exterior. And it's grief. So this grief related to what's going on the outside. No details. Okay. Is there a link? Yep. We're working with musculoskeletal one more time. Group 1, we're working with upper body, lower body, and Details, more specific? Details. Okay, let's do more specific on upper shoulder, tiny crest, tip shoulder, front shoulder, back hip. Okay, so we are working with the back of the shoulder, with the back of the hip, back shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder, bilateral. Okay, so back shoulder, back hip, if you sit on your hand, that's a reciprocal point, okay? And that's what you're working on. Details between the two are specific? No. So we're just balancing those 2 points bilaterally. So both sides, left and right. Details, more specific? Nope. Is there another link in package? No. Subsection of priority? No. Is implementation a priority? Yes. All right, so it's taking me to an exterior factor that is influencing this situation, which we call satellite. So all this that we were working on, this formula that I'm building regarding what's coming up for this session, is actually being influenced by one specific focus. So something that is really shining a light on this, but it's really affecting everything. And it's giving me relationship. No details. Parallel formula priority. No. Further sections. Yes. Further implementation. Right. All right, we're ready to tap this out, this formula. And, all right, for those who are here, it's time to integrate this session into your body minds. So the tapping is on the 3 brains, which is the head, the heart, and the enteric brain, which is in the abdomen area. So this is to bring awareness, to make sure that this formula is distributed and stored, and to make sure that it is changed within the body, that the body decides to change. So these are the roles of the 3 brains, the head, the heart, and the enteric brain. Once we start implementing this through tapping, this formula becomes absorbed into the body mind, and the body mind starts shifting regarding what we worked on this formula. All right, so if you're ready, you can tap with me, or you can just receive and take deep breaths. The yawning is a shift of energy, your energy that I'm picking up on. Which is a good sign. I'm intuitively just tapping more onto the heart because the heart needs to distribute this more and needs to really make sure that the emotions, I'm getting the emotions need to dissipate and the shifts stored. That's it. You can stop tapping. Other systems came up again. Stop thinking about the past is one. Be proactive. Whatever that means to you, I don't know. So whatever they've been procrastinating on, not doing, something that you need to take action on. So be proactive. And that's it. So this is what a body talk session looks like. And this is for anxiety. So when I work on my clients in order for them to shift and leave trauma behind, this is what I do, either with this tool or 2 other tools that I work with. So how do I know which tool is the appropriate tool for that person who wants to change, who has that specific storyline, that past, and needs to shift? Because I use 2 radionic tables that I work with, and I use the pendulum to actually, most of the time I do intuitively, and I know which therapy is most appropriate for that person. But if I'm torn and there's 2 possibilities, then I use one of the tables, I use the pendulum, and I ask which therapy is the most appropriate for that individual, and it gives me the answer. So technically that's what it does. So we worked on anxiety today, which you can start feeling shifts right away. You might not feel shift right away. It's something that might take a while, and in the future things are just going to be processed. So as of when I started the session, this formula, this mathematical formula, but with BodyTalk components, has started working on you, for you. So this is in process. This is whenever you listen to this session, to this live, even if you were not live, and if you listen to it afterwards, you're still receiving the benefits of the session. Okay, so I hope this works for you, and it works in different ways for everybody. Everybody's story is different. I don't know what yours is, but if you'd like something more specific, more tailored to you, so I can pick up on everything that's going on in your life, then reach out and we can do this individually. And things change with time. You've been traumatized for years, for decades, and usually traumas develop when you were a baby, when you were a child, or even before you were born. And I know because I have a list of traumas that I've sustained, and they were physical, emotional, psychological, you name it, I've experienced. And so it's a long road. You have to do the work. If you want to let them go and release them from your energy field, from your body, you have to do the work. You have to release the trauma somehow. If you can do it by yourself, by all means, go right ahead and do it. But if you don't, if you can't even individuate and know which ones and how they are, what they do, then you need help. And that's what I do. So I release trauma, whatever kind of trauma. If it's physical trauma, I release fascia as well. People who have had surgery, and that's a kind of a trauma, it's a trauma to the physical body. And usually people who have surgery, they sustain pain afterwards, and it's not really from the surgery, it's a scar tissue, and that pulse fascia in the body, which I release energetically, which doesn't have to have you feel any pain for it. And the release of emotions, the release of traumas and whatever else that you might have sustained. And if you don't follow me on TikTok, my link is Transform Therapies. And this is my very first live, so I apologize to those who tried to log in on the first one and couldn't hear me. Is because I didn't know how to unmute myself, but I figured it out. And you know, it's always a learning curve for everything, and this is mine. As I figured out Instagram, I'll figure this out too. So it's just gonna take me a little time, but you know, once you're here, Friday, August 8th is the portal 88 Lions portal, which is the portal of abundance. And this is a major portal for people who want to break through and manifest. So if you want to join me Friday, August 8th at 8 p.m. on TikTok, I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to be using the other tool that I work with, which is the table for accelerated prosperity. And we're going to work on abundance and manifestation. I will pick up the theme. I don't know exactly what I'll be working on, but it's going to be manifestation. It's really whatever you think of on the portal 88 is going to magnify like 8 times more. So bring your intention to, you know, to have this breakthrough on the portal, because the table for accelerated prosperity, which is the tool that I use, is already accelerated. Imagine doing a session on the portal, Lionsgate 88 is going to be much faster, much more powerful. Okay, I will do probably a video just letting people know on my TikTok account, reminding them to join me on Friday. But as you already know, so this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time for me, and wherever you are in the world, try and tune in, and hopefully that will be recorded as well. Okay, if you have any questions regarding what we did here today, regarding BodyTalk, regarding trauma release, whatever experiences you're having, send me a DM and we'll chat more. And then I do offer 15-minute free consultation, which is in order if you have to ask me any questions, if you have any doubts, any concerns, then please reach out. Okay, and we can chat a little further. Well, it was great having you here, and we'll do this again on Friday. Okay, I'll see you guys there. All right, have a good night. Bye, guys.